Welcome back to the ESL Pro League. T-Squared and Ryu hanging out at the Xfinity Zone. I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Mountain Dew, for making this season possible. We appreciate the continued support. If you're an up-and-coming CSGO player, make sure you test your skills in the Mountain Dew League. And also, Intel Extreme Masters right around the corner, guys. It's going down next month, November 19th and 20th at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. So make sure you check it out. For more information on that, IEMOakland.com. But we're talking about the big match of the night. It's going to be Renegades taking on NRG Esports.
Should not be a repeat of what we just saw with Immortals and Winterfire. Yeah, hopefully it's not. I'm expecting to see close maps for both tonight, and I know NRG's super hyped up. I know they've been putting in the work. Tapson basically said believe that they'll win tonight and clinch their spot. Be fun to see if they can make it happen.
All right, well, so let's start with the Aussie roster. That's going to be Renegades, and run us through this roster, Ryu.
Yeah, so AZR, JKS, Yam, Ustillo, and Ricky. Ricky was kind of the latest pickup for them when Sponge left the team. He's been picking up the op and doing pretty well with it so far this season. I actually think JKS and AZR are the two players that deliver like the most firepower for them on a regular basis. JKS can be a little bit inconsistent, but when he's on, he's one of the best in the division, and he can absolutely carry them to a victory on basically any map.
Yeah, and on the flip side, their opponents for the night, again, that's going to be NRG Esports, got to be Peter, Legia, Tapson, and then Fugly. Who are you watching out for on this NRG Esports lineup?
So it's almost always going to be Tapson and Peter. I think they're the clear kind of strongest individual players on the team. Tapson was, and I don't know about right now, but I know a place you can find out if you know a good place for news and stats. If Tapson is still at the top of the division or towards the top of the division and in frags per round and damage per round, he's had a tremendous kind of breakout season and really fun to watch. A lot of individual skill there. He plays on a low sense for all those people trying to decide if they want to play high sensitivity or low sensitivity. He's exceptionally well versed in Counter-Strike, great crosshair placement. You know it's coming. He's still going to kill you kind of player, and he's been fun to watch all season long.
We haven't talked too much about this. We were actually joking about it during one of the breaks, but what do you play sensitivity-wise, and what do you think is the best sensitivity?
Oh, man, I think most pros are going to be between 2 and 3 with 400 DPI on their mouse. My sensitivity right now is probably like 9 because it's whatever my sensitivity was for Overwatch, which is not the game we're covering here tonight, so nobody really cares. But yeah, I would say between 2 and 3 is the most of the pros fall in that range. I think Tapson's like 1.5 or something, so he's on the very, very low end of that. And then a player like Hiko's a little bit higher than 3, so he's on the higher end.
I guess I want to know what's going on with Renegades mentally in this. What do you think's happening? Do you think that they're going to be a little bit, discombobulated in terms of what's happening recently with the announcement yesterday? Or do you think they're going to come in focused tonight?
I think they're going to come in focused. I know that they expressed frustration that it's I think their coach, I can't remember his name right now, but he was like super upset that they overlapped the schedules and that like with all the other dates available, like if you just move it a weekend, like they can make it. So he was very, very disappointed. But I know that they want to have the option of both. So I think they're going to come in focus. They're going to come try to take care of business tonight. And maybe something happens. Maybe the dates change. Maybe they decide to change their minds and they want to come to this event instead of that one. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to – I mean, it's going to be in the back of their minds, but I don't think it'll have a big impact in this match.
And last time for the night, predictions on this one, you thought it was going to be a 1-1 split. Why do you think that that's going to be the case?
Because I think they're just pretty evenly matched right now. And for NRG, they don't win a lot of matches just on pure skill. Like Immortals just did a Winter Fox. NRG doesn't really do to teams, but they beat them in their style. They're very like classic Counter-Strike map control, a lot of tactics, very innovative team. Renegades has more skill, but not quite that rehearsed and practice. I think it makes for a really interesting battle, and I think we'll see a 1-1.
All right, you guys heard it here from Ryu, but the players are getting ready into the lobby. So without further ado, we're going to toss this on over to the casters. And we got everyone's favorite duo. It is Blaze.
Thank you very much, Tom. We're getting ready to jump into this map. Of course, Daze is with me, and it's going to be on Cobblestone as our first map. So between these two teams and now going into it, what are your initial thoughts on this one?
I think RNG versus NRG.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I know. But RNG kind of has that RNG factor, you know? You know what it stands for, right? Like random number generator, right? Like they could just they're one of those type of teams that could actually kind of roll over teams, especially if they get that, that momentum. Like they're not afraid, especially on a map like Cobble, to really just try to run you over, take drop and B splits pretty quick, things like that. But then they also have set, set plays and things that they can fall back to in case that's not working. I do give the edge to NRG. I think NRG is probably a better team, but I actually do think they're pretty evenly matched, as Ryu said. I mean, the standings for the season, I think NRG is 15-7 and RNG is like 14-8 or something.
NRG is 15-7. You're correct, and the Renegades guys, yeah, so they're one win apart essentially.
Yeah, so very, very close. I mean, I would agree. I think it can go either way. It's definitely a clash of styles. I agree with that as well. NRG is definitely more tactical and very tactical in general. So it could go either way. If I had to make a prediction, I would do the safe one, probably say 1-1. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if NRG 2-0s. I think NRG, Shaq's team, is the better team. I got to start saying Renegades.
Making sure we're all clear on that.
What does NRG stand for, though?
I don't know. I think it's like Energy Gaming or something like that, but it's just NRG. I don't really know. I don't think it stands for anything. It's just NRG, but I could be wrong.
So it's just energy.
Yeah, basically.
So I should say energy.
I don't know if that's what it is, though. So
I mean, we could just
let's
just say energy.
Reach out to us. Let us know.
Yeah, let's just say energy. It makes it so much easier to do.
Well, it's still technically right too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So anyway, what's interesting, right, is that there is the possibility that they come down to a tiebreaker scenario with Team Liquid to determine like who gets a higher seed at a playoff spot or just a playoff spot in general. And what's an added drama onto that one is the team that stopped NRG from going to playoffs last season was Team Liquid, and it was by like two. It was by like a 2-round differential. However, I believe based on the current scores, if we can see NRG win both of these matches, because Team Liquid is currently sitting at 14 and NRG is sitting at 15 wins. So if they can win both of these and get up to 17, then I think that it's impossible for Team Liquid to catch up to them, and they should have safety over them. But if they only win one of these and then they drop both of their matches versus Optic tomorrow, then there is that chance for Team Liquid to tie them again, and possibly for them to edge out on top of them too, depending on how they matched up over the course of the season.
I see. That was a mouthful, Blue.
It's very confusing how the tiebreakers work.
So Renegades, they might drop out of the ESL Pro League finals, right?
Yeah.
In order to attend the minor.
Yeah. Because obviously, like, if they have a chance to go to the major.
So since they're Australian, are they only allowed to go to like the Asia minors?
Yeah, that's the general. I think
so
that's
they can't like do a US minor.
Nope. Because they were born, they're like Australian citizens. They have to do the Asian minor because they're part of that region still.
Oh, I see. I thought they would just have like the choice.
No.
Okay.
That would kind of be giving them too much freedom.
Right. Well, I mean, if I was them, I'd rather go to the Asian minors because it's probably way easier to get through.
Right.
So.
Because the area doesn't get as much competition.
Yeah.
But I think they have to play in the Asian minor. They're not allowed to play in the US one.
That makes sense. I mean, I understand it.
Yep. So. Now, the only question is, are they going to play to break the dreams of NRG, or are they still going to play to like a sort of lax level? I would not expect them to play to a lax level. They're going to go for this one here. And if they, like I said, if they win both of these games, they could essentially break the dreams of NRG if Team Liquid is able to still come up on top of them.
I'm sure they're going to try to win. I just don't think they're going to, be that invested. They'll probably treat it more like a scrim if they already know they're not going. They're just going to be like, yeah, it's whatever, not be like, super like into it, screaming and shit like that, which some teams might get into it like that. Maybe just, chill out a little bit and
take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
It's a nice little relax.
Let's just see what happens.
What is this? Why is this?
Blue, can you do an Australian accent?
Not really. Can you?
You can't just try?
I could try. It's not going to go very well. Crikey, mate. See, it's awful, isn't it? Pretty bad. Anyway, we're getting into it now.
Looks like it's a drop rush.
And they're going to be dropping it pretty quickly here, but the duelist from Legia, and he's doing work with it there too. Picking up quite a few kills for himself. He'll end up falling back outside of this one. Has the USP to try and work with, but as he wraps himself away from this, Yam is going to be able to pick up one kill into a 3-on-2. This will go into now, but Yam dominating there, knocking out Fugly, and leaves it down to only one man left standing here. That's going to be Peter, and as soon as he tries to push Broken Wall, me too, he's going to get knocked out of this one.
Yeah, and I mean, they had the perfect counter for that. They had 3 drop, 4 drop down there, and another guy towards B, I believe. So they were set up really well to win that round. Unfortunately, they're not able to hit the shots as they just fly down with Glocks, and we'll see if Renegades is going to opt to do that strategy that I talked about a little bit earlier, right? They started out with it quick where they just rushed as fast as they could down drop, so we'll see here. Pete playing A-Halls here, and they're setting up some type of smokes, though, so we'll see how they opt to to scout here. I think Oscillo is scouting B right now, so this is always interesting.
And the flashbang too is he's going to leap out here to see what exactly he can find. Gets a good flash and taps, and even hunting for that second kill too, but that's where he's going to be overwhelmed, and the rest of the guys here from the Renegades roster are just going to push themselves directly up to the A-bomb site. Waiting around the corner, Peter sitting in the back over there. I think they're going out hunting for him too. Yep, Yam's wrapping the corner to try and see what he can find, but no, they don't fully check it, so he manages to keep himself alive. He'll be able to lurk in here in a moment, but Yam will take him down, so no surprises in that regard. And the other three are boxed behind this wall in the smoke, so not really a good way for them to get back in with these couple guns they found. Going to be a smarter choice to save so they can have a little bit more impact, hopefully, on that third round.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, you could look for opportunistic exits here, but in general, just kind of get kills if they feed them to you. But if not, just chill and save your guns for the next round and have at least a chance to win the next round, right? Renegade just opting to, they threw a couple smokes at B, help Usilla out. Usilla scouted it, killed one, died, but saw, I think it was 2 others. So the other 3 guys just rush up A immediately. And are able to take the site pretty freely. Pete, the only one there, trying to hold it, but all he had was a P250, so not much chance for him. He always, saves for an op on that 4th round. A lot of the, NRG tactics rely on him having an op, so they'll try to make sure every single gun round, no matter what, that he will have one.
And as we take a look now at anything else that they're going to bring to the table for this throwdown, it's not looking too great. NRG, for the most part, are sticking with whatever they were able to save from that last one. Peter actually does get tossed the MAC-10 to use here. Looks like the player that picked up in the previous round is just going to be using the upgraded pistol this time around. And we'll see the Renegades now proceeding out, and this time it's going to be very direct, much like that pistol round 2. Already just leaping through broken walls. Smoke for support, then give him a bit of cover, and it's an easy cleanup. 2 quick frags. The third one runs in, destroys. He's still out the window, actually. Gabi gets a nice little denial there with the 5-7, but hunting for more is where he is going to find his own demise. And this round, well, it's gone pretty quickly as the Renegades get a 3-0 start.
Yeah, just a quick B-rush, and I wouldn't be surprised if they keep these SMGs and opt for more of the same. Seems like a pretty common strategy, especially on Cbble, where you could really make the SMGs work. Like, going through drop and, like, square to the right at a broken wall and just, like, pinching like that is really tough to stop, and it looks like they are going to do that. So 4 SMGs and an AK, probably going to be some type of B play, I would imagine, as they're all 5 heading over there. Still throwing a nice smoke. I wonder where that lands. Is that land sidewalk?
Looks like, yep, right over there. So it is going to drop down up on side. And however, Flashbang's one under following in. It's another very quick take, taking damage. There's a lot of really good nades coming in from the CT side, and Tabson already punishing for this one. 2 quick pickups from him. Leggy comes out on the other side of the fountain to pick up a 30. Still, though, a nice flick to find 2 response kills. Unfortunately, he is alone, and he's not going to be able to survive much longer than that, sitting behind that spot.
Yeah, and see, the thing that I don't agree with necessarily there, that Renegades did, is it's pretty easy to just kill the people when they all go to your right as a CT towards statue. But when they go through the smoke and they kind of opt for both ways, you get in the smoke and you underhand a flash, especially with SMGs. And if you have drop pressure as well, it's really difficult to hold that, even if they do have SMGs, because of just how chaotic it gets. But they keep relying on this. Ricky walking up with an off, and it looks like they're just going to try to bust out and explode here.
Molotovs to respond to it, but Castillo not flinching an inch. He's going to still push forward directly around the corner, finds the instant headshot. JKS picking one up as well. Fugly's able to respond in the process of this, but unfortunately for Gabi, doesn't have any smoke or really good flashbangs to try and support us when he tries to fall back further into drop. Ricky's going to knock him out, and that take happens so quickly. NRG don't even know what to do with themselves. Leggy and Peter have no choice but to fall back and save.
Oh yeah, and that initial frag on Tabson. See, whenever you do a contact strat like that, there was 2 CTs there. If you get that initial frag, it's generally very easy to hold, but they don't get that, right? If Tabson gets that kill, Fugly would get the next, and Tabson would probably kill the next one before they get a trade, and they'd probably be in like a 4v2 or a 3v1, or maybe a 3v2, and also have vision of the next 2 and where they are, right? But that's why that first frag, Blue, is so important when you have contact setups. If that fails to connect, you still are just going in front of the smoke, which was beautifully timed for him to get in front of that. And if he doesn't connect on that frag, guaranteed, man, like Tabson and Fugly probably clean up there. But instead, frag goes their way, and from there it's just a domino effect. easy cleanup from Renegades.
NRG do try to save both of those guns, but unfortunately they lose Peter in the process. That's the op gone down to the ground, and no one else has even close to enough cash to go for full rebuy, so it's just going to be Leggy working with his gun in this round. Everybody else working with P250s or default pistols here. Couple HE grenade buys to try and counter out this consistent aggression we've been seeing over here towards Broken Wall that they can try and use here, but beyond that, not a whole lot to try and stem the tide when they do eventually decide to push back in. Renegades, though, have not gone as directly as they have in some of these previous rounds. Now they're just sitting back and, for the most part, playing to the normal default we see teams take on this map.
Yeah, and it looks like NRG opted to kind of stack B at the start, and if they don't see presence and they don't hear a bunch of people there, they're going to go back to A, which is exactly what they're doing. I think that's a pretty good eco strategy. A lot of people like to go quick drop, quick B to at least scout it. You can definitely net yourself a couple kills, and if they don't go there, a lot of people are just going to work A. So, but Renegades, they opted for like a 2-3. They could do whatever they want here. They're just kind of holding, and it does look like they're going to go back to B. So really favoring this B site, and in this case, it's a very, very good call. They don't hear anything from NRG, so they're saying, hey, let's check it out. Ricky probably doesn't really see much. He thinks even if they are there, there's not many spots that they could be, right? Should be able to win the round.
And while we are going to see the Renegades start to push forward again into the site, it'll be wide open for them here, and the NRG roster, unfortunately, will not have a whole lot to do about this. Posting up frags is one that will be their only option, but this is essentially going to be another walkthrough as they'll pick up their 5th round without too much trouble about it.
Yeah, most likely they'll get the bomb down, and NRG probably won't even go for it. They'll just try to get those exits. And the anti-eco strategy that they just did right now for Renegades is almost a perfect counter for what NRG was doing. Because NRG, with any type of a 5-man stack, if you're just going very, very, very slowly like that, you'll almost guaranteed to meet some type of, confrontation at that B site. Instead, they don't see anything. They very slow work it. They know nobody's dropped. They smoke it out, molly it. They have control over that. And then Ricky is just peeking B. He sees nobody's stairs. He sees nobody's close Broken Wall. If you're going to stack B like that, pretty much all of you have to be tree, sidewalk, rock, statue, and coop. Even if you stack B like that with USPs, you're probably going to win the round if you're Renegades. So they played that really, really well. And much more slowly and methodically than they have taken most of these other rounds, right? By brute force. So good change of pace by Renegades there. Reads the situation very, very well. And goes up to a nice 5-1 lead for them.
And that nice save there is going to send things right back into another buy for the NRG roster, getting the op back into the hands of Peter. M4 for most, and Gabe is going to pick up the shotgun. Certainly not a weapon you can have. Certainly not a weapon that's it's a bad thing to bring onto this map. So many spots to deploy it successfully, and
oh, absolutely,
have a lot of success.
I think the 3 best spots are obviously drop. Close Broken is quite strong. Even working above that smoke is very good that they throw on the Broken Wall. And then also one that's probably underutilized is Long A.
Yep. We do see now the Renegades going back to their faster style, taking here out into the open, but Fugly holds over here behind the statue, gets the additional support from Tabson. Ricky finally responding with the op on this T side here, but the pressure's still in its way. Tabson was looking to peek out a moment ago, but the Molotov's going to force him back. Now, though, the late drop pressure moves in, and as Ricky finds another kill on the Tabson, JKS strikes by knocking out Gabi, Legia. The last man standing's Peter, but he tries to move in through window, and JKS is waiting for him. He's going to get the 3K on the round, and the Renegades continue to play successfully, up 6-1.
Yeah, and JKS with a phenomenal performance there in drop. And drop room is one of those spots on the map where if you have like a fantastic fragger, like a Shocks, like a Get Right, who just knows how to peek things properly, knows how to quick peek with great crosshair placement, and obviously great aim and quick reactions. Like JKS is a pretty electrifying player. He's pretty freaking talented. So he's able to just get 3 really quick clean kills there. And now RNG opting for another brute force 5-man A strat.
And JK is even waiting for this push out from Suicide there too, right into the crosshairs. Peter still not going to be finding anything early on in the game, and he's still just getting fed kills here at this point. Finally runs out of ammo on the MAC-10, so Fugly will meet himself with 1 pickup here. That seems so far to be the only one they're going to get, though, on this eco again. NRG just not finding a whole lot of success.
Yeah, no success there. Peak getting caught running through that smoke or walking through rather, and I think whenever something like that happens, I've been on the other end of that where I'm Pete in that situation, and I'm a little frustrated right now. I'm like, it's 7-1. They haven't even really hit my spot on a gun round, probably just trying to force something instead of just, kind of waiting back and see what happens. Although, I mean, he had like a USP or a P250, so maybe that is the best option. But, on the other end of that, when you're just sitting behind the smoke waiting, you're just like, what is this guy doing, man? This is the easiest kill of my life,
Step it up, man.
That's where I type a question mark.
Yeah.
But I'm super BM.
Add to the tilt factor a little bit there. Give yourself an edge. Well, the Renegades are fast out on the platform again. It's Ustillo that early pushes over here towards the stairs. And he grabs the kill and then taps it, already knocking out one of the defenders. But they don't follow through with it. They don't send the rest of their teammates in. They still have 2 over here in the mid connector. And there's 2 more, I believe, as you can see now, stacked up over on top of Drop. They're happy with that 1 kill. Now they're going to fall back and wait up a little bit here.
Yeah, and you know, 1 to 7 Gabi with the shotgun and drop is going to be tough for him to rotate and really do anything with. And again, we see Tapson getting entryed by Ustillo. So Ustillo so far just has his number, playing great CS, man.
Gabi is hoping to find something with this shotgun too, but they're jumping around. They might suspect something as they try to push up against this too. The flashbang connects perfectly on the first try, trying to duck below, but they've heard him and they know he's down there. Azar is going to take him out. And with that, we'll have another advantage towards these guys. Still 2 stacked in the site, but the Renegades taking it slow. It's executing these guys 1 by 1, looking to capitalize on any mistakes that they've made. And up to this point, the NRG players, unfortunately, have not been met with a lot of kills. And there you have it. Another one, not watching over there down towards the ramp. JKS is able to freely push the mid connector, almost full control of this already. And now they know that the A site is wide open, so they'll be able to take the bomb in here and plant it with no risk at all.
Yeah, and they know it's open, and they know the players have to be a beast, so they boost up drop to contain them, and they're going to go for these frags and try to hunt them down after they plant the bomb.
Like he does find one pick up there against Ustillo, so drop room is open to them once again here too if they want to try to post up in there, but at the moment just hanging out in the B bomb site looks to be their area where they are going to choose to save these guns and try to keep them in for the next round, and the Renegades slowly moving out to try and contain them too. Just playing it safe, of course, in the event that they found anybody that did sneak out of this site. But it's not going to be happening, and in a moment they can try to crunch in and knock out these 2 guns remaining for the CT side.
Yeah, they're definitely going to chase here. They have the money to support it, and it's a wise decision. And they're doing it slowly and methodically and pretty smartly here. So Leggy and Fugly are going to have a tough task ahead of them here to save these guns.
And they'll move in now. Leggy hiding over here in the cubby, and Fugly hiding behind the main doorway there. He's going to pick up the first one. 2 dropping in from Broken, though, and Leggy looking more to survive here at this point. He gets out, he finds 1 kill, but is not able to knock out Azar, as he will trade him down. So only 1 of those rifles stays in, and after that one, we do see a pause finally coming in for NRG after they've lost so many rounds in a row here, sitting at 8-1 as a deficit.
Yeah, absolutely worth it, though, to get, you know, even a couple deaths there. Even if they would have had 3 deaths there. They have so much money. Just getting that 1 gun down is good. So, you know, you want to chase there 100%. But you notice the way they chased wasn't they just rushed in there and did it, you know, without coordination. They boosted up drop, they contained them in B, then they slowly worked out and pinched on them. And that very easily could have been both kills. I believe they were only able to pick up Legia there, but now NRG opt to take their tactical pause because things aren't going so great for them. But I will say that in the current map pool, you know, you cannot count NRG out of this. I know it's 1 to 8, but it's still early in this game. Cbble is a map where we continuously see huge runs, and teams go on huge runs on a map like this. So they could definitely come back and win this. Just a couple of those things need to change, right? Tapson needs to stop dying at that first entry death at B. He needs to start holding his own against Ustillo, and you know, making it like more 5v5 CS. Because every time a man goes down like that, we saw as soon as he died, and I believe it was a 4v5, another pick came across the map. You had Pete at A. All of a sudden, he has to watch long and middle. Almost an impossible task. Like it's very, very difficult to do that. And B, it's even more difficult, right? Having to watch drop. You know, if they get down drop, they can go to connector to Pete. That's even another area that Pete would end up having to watch at A. And then it's just so many areas, right? There's so many things to watch on Cbble that when you get down in a 4v5, it's so difficult. In a 5v5, it's difficult enough. But when it's 4v5, it's almost an impossible task when you're playing against a really good and strong team like Renegades.
Yeah, and the CT side having their own difficulties. If we can see NRG bounce back a little bit here to make us like a 5-10 half even, then in theory, of course, once they get on T side, we've actually seen a lot of successes from NRG in the past. What Gabi brings to the table here is actually a lot more dynamic than many, many other teams do bring. So we would hope at that point that they would be able to bring a stronger side to this one and possibly round the comeback in the second half. But on the opener here again, the Renegades are actually favoring a fairly heavy A approach this time, not wasting a lot at all to get into position for this either, but Peter resisting it inside of Suicide. He's already been met with a lot of aggression on his own end, so he's got to be expecting something to come from this direction. There we have it, Yam knocking him down, but he spotted players down in that mid connector as well as over here towards Log, so it'll call for a pretty quick rotations from the rest of his teammates over here.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, Pete is a bit tilted because Tabson hits a great 1D there on Ricky to clear those B halls, and that's going to really help his team out because they're going to be able to stack A right now, and they have a very good chance of winning this round, Blue.
They are starting to slowly move back up here. Smoke's covering off a lot of these angles, but still a lot of them are working with pistols here. 1, 2, now 3 kills for the Renegades roster, and despite the damage on the JKS and DM, it is eventually just brought down to Tabson with the op and him being all the way over here on the B bomb, so there's not much merit to him moving out to hunt. And also really just to go for the retake itself, so he'll duck away inside of drop here, moving in probably to try and counter any of the early rotators looking to kill him, but ultimately to save this weapon for the next round.
Yeah, and the kills just really... Jesus, Vistolo is on one right now, man. The kills just, I mean, you see like their pistol work, you know, they did like 93 and 87. If there's just one more bullet on each, they have a really good chance of winning that round because Fugly would then be set up, right? Each pistoler got a kill. He knows where they are. He's in the site in a 2v3. He behind APC or something like that. He could definitely multi-frag and get 2, maybe stay alive, and give Tabson a chance to win the round. But no kills so far are going NRG's way. So Castillo feeling super confident, just runs out B here.
Look at Ian, though. He's going to resist things back in the mid-connector. Not only does he get that kill in the JKS, but he heavily lights up Yem. He's down to like 9 HP now. He does fall away from this one to regroup with his teammates, but there's Tabson plastering Ysillo to the wall over there on the back plat. So it's going to yield them another one. And finally, it seems like they're doing a good job of resisting this early pressure coming out from the Renegades, and they've got the man advantage now, 5v3, with Renegades not really getting a whole lot of map control either.
Yeah, and they needed that, man. They needed that. And now if Renegades is saying, hey, let's just get a few kills, you know, get 2, 3, if you can, 4 guns down. It would be super good for them because then they'd be able to break their economy again. But NRG needed to do that, man. They needed to show that early resistance to make them respect that and give them more time to set up on CT side, set up to get their individual picks and play out the round more strategically speaking for NRG. Now Renegade just opting for that drop control, taking it and trying to work towards this B site.
Ricky is going to find the first kill there, so they're trying to battle it back a little bit. They were handed drop control. The Yam can't do a whole lot here with only at 6 HP, and Ricky needs to get his way out along with Azur here too, but the Molotov on us delaying it even more. It's about time for the full A commitment players to rotate in. There's the nade to finish off Yam. Now they're down to 2, but Azur still able to hold his own back over there inside of the drop room, and now nobody's watching the stairway, so Ricky's able to freely push out, grabs 2 kills. He didn't lose Azur, but now it's down to a 1 versus 1, and Fugly, he's been isolated behind the tree boost spot. Looking to work his way around it now. Ricky wasting no time with the Tech 9. He knows he's got him low. 1 bullet connects and 1 more is needed. He's going to clutch it out. A huge round from Ricky as he picks up the 4K. And the Renegades still continue to dominate. Now in double digits, up 10-1.
Yeah, and that was just a disaster for NRG. I mean, quite a few of their players just taking peeks that they simply should not be peeking. Pete should not be peeking the drop area like that. It's a headshot angle, and if you're holding with an op, that is a very advantageous shot for the terrorist every single time due to the peeker's advantage in CSGO, especially at a headshot angle, right? So bad peek by him. I mean, that was essentially a 4v2.
Yeah, pretty much.
If he would have just not peeked that, and then his teammates were just in pretty poor situations, and positionally speaking, around the rock area. They could have gotten better positions because they did Molly E-Box. They had time to do that. Instead, they didn't, and Ricky able to just get out on that B plat. Just guys are facing him around those stairways, and that's going to be an op kill for a good opper most of the time. So disastrous round for NRG there. That was something that I thought could really get them back into this half and get them back into this game. Started out great in the 3v5, but
it seemed to look dominant, but now it's gone the other way. Now NRG back down onto yet another eco here. Not seeming to find a lot of impact. Azur just jumping right out of the window to get control of site connector here. Good response from Tabson, but he's very low now, and it is going to come Azur to be able to pick up even more of these kills too. As it's all brought down to Peter here on his lonesome. He was, again, holding over there by the long A, but he's played this position almost every single round so far, so the Renegades are going to know he's kind of hanging out somewhere close to the A bomb site. It's been revealed, stuck in a corner, looking for that 1 kill onto Azur, but it's not meant to be. He's going to pick up the 4K here, and Renegades continue to bounce forward here with a huge lead.
Yeah, and this continued B pressure, man, just B site time after time again. I think they've only gone A on anti-eco so far, maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's just been consistent B pressure, consistent drop pressure, and the kill is just almost always going Renegade's way early on, except for that last gun round. But now we see early smokes towards B, and it looks like it's more of a split strat this round.
going to try to push their way in, however. They're still keeping this very heavy platform pressure applied very early on. There's nobody watching for Broken as Peter tries to fall back. They finally switched up his position, and he's still going to be one of the first to go down. But Legia actually having somewhat good success in playing aggressively out over here. But as they're stuck behind the box, the Molotov's going to spread to him with his already low HP. It is going to finish him off, knocking him down low. He's still out trying to figure out where the hell the shots just came from there, as I think they were ringing through the doorway a little bit, but they managed to sort of get their way up onto this site. It's an uneasy hold, though, as everybody from NRG is already up, knocking at the gates of this one, only held back really by the smokes and difficulty of actually getting back into this site from that spot there. Only this too, but waiting for Leggy to lurk his way in from the long A spot.
Yeah, just be patient, wait for the smoke at heaven, make them have to look at multiple areas, and you're definitely going to have more success. Legia creeping in here, still under the heaven. And this is a tough retake for the CTs, but if they time it well, they could definitely do it.
Renegades are moving around quite a bit here too, but it seems to be working now. They find that first kill. Leggy is on the flank, but Yasilo down below the balcony is going to find another one. It's all him though, and with very low HP, Tabson is just barely going to be able to edge him out from the other side of the APC, but this is all going to come down to timing. Very close. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it. So close, but I think he just gets it. And NRG barely find themselves the second round there as Tabson clutches out that final 1v1.
Yeah, and it's such a difficult retake, right? Even though Ustilo had 22 health that entire time, and Renegades has a man up there, the A site on Cbble and B site, both sites are very difficult to retake. It really comes down to having a lot of patience and discipline in CT, and obviously hitting your shots and whatnot, but really good communication, trade killing, and things like that come into play there.
So now let's take a look and see if they can keep things consistent, at least try to make this a bit more competitive and bring it up to the 11-4 mark. Got to string these rounds together here too. The only two they picked up have been isolated incidents, as we've just seen there, with their second just being added to the board. The Renegades, of course, though, actually for the first time in quite a while, not moving immediately aggressively out over there onto the broken wall platform. Instead sending their initial pressure over here towards drop, Molotovs and everything to get control of it. And look at this from Azur, already outside of the window. Wastes no time in leaping out here. He's going to find that first kill, trying to chase the second one against Fugly, but now he's stuck. Very low HP. Doesn't want to repeat that again. Yustillo drawing some more of it away, though. He's going to be able to drop down on the Gabi, and the pop flash over top buys more time, but Peter and Tabson shut down their respective players, pushing them. They hold on to this B bomb site, and the Renegades are going to have to go for a quick switch over to the A site, where their first target's going to be Peter. Peeks them initially, spots him out, but he still gets the kill on Yam, and now he knows where the final two are coming from. Just has to wait for the push.
Yeah, waiting for the push, and Pete finally gets a chance here at A to show how well he can hold that site, getting 2 kills there. Renegades doing a little bit of a fake or maybe like a drop to A play. Getting to a 3v3, but that kill by Pete was pretty huge, and he's going to be a pretty big thorn in their side here. It's going to be tough to take the site when they have to look to their left and their right.
They have no utility left to get back in here either, so they've got to try to use the element of surprise and sneak in here. Looks like they're jumping over a bit, but they're being loud about it. So Peter, nicely done, using the alley to his advantage, finishes off the final 2. There's the big round from PTR, and it is going to give him a 4K.
Yeah, 3-11. Obviously, Renegades are going to be able to buy. But if they can make it 4-11 here and they can win T-Pistol, I mean, if they win the following 2, right, 7-11 T-side Cbble, you're not phased by that at all. Like, you're 100% thinking, okay, we're in position to win this game. We easily can.
And so the Renegades, of course, looking to try and stop them from doing that, all bunched up, and this is going to be an all-in hit more than likely. Not even anybody splitting off to go over there towards drop. Everybody pushing out towards platform on this round. They're going for shock value here as they leap back out from Broken. Yam hopping away, stops in front of the smoke, but he's got his opponent's flashes. He has that little bit of a hold through it, and unfortunately doesn't count on the player on the other side, so it's Tabson picking up Yam, a second one, and then Funky with a third. They stop this, but big damage has been done to 2 of the 3 remaining players. There's Ricky now, working with the Yacht. We haven't seen that from the T side in a while. Comes into big effectiveness, knocks out Legia, and now it's even to a 2v2, but Tabson not checking the other side of the statue push. Peter responds from within side of the drop room, so it gets isolated down to another 1 versus 1 here. JKS looking to clutch for the Renegade side, and Peter looking to pull off another victory here for the NRG side of things, but still a minute left on the clock. JKS has all the time in the world to play around with the map, and it looks like he is going to try to lurk around to the other side, at least move in a drop, if not go all the way over to A.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great play by JKS, getting the bomb immediately, opting to go towards A. We'll see if Pete can make a read here and push towards that A site. We're not sure. He's just opting to kind of play in the connector, maybe listen to both and have a quick rotate to both sites, can get posted on one of the angles and hope eventually that JKS peaks.
And unfortunately, Peter will not catch this initially moving in, so it will allow him to get up onto the site and find the plant, but with him hiding out over here in the connector, he should be able to hopefully deduce. No, he's thought it's gone to B. So he's going to check in here first. Won't spot anything. So he's wasting so much time about this one, unfortunately. And this in itself, with all the time he's wasting here, may just hand the round over to JKS. He's going to have to rush right in here and go for the retake immediately. And JKS is set up for that very aggressive play. Unless Peter goes over to balcony, he's going to walk right into his crosshairs. So he's got to aim at us so quickly. He spotted him on the cross. Peter actually has a good advantage, though. So JKS doesn't get the kill initially. He goes behind it. More time being wasted, though. It's getting very, very low. Peter's got the kill, but he does not have unlimited time to play with. And JKS is smart. He's playing with that time. He's wasting more and more of it. Peter gets up onto the platform, but he's already down below the 5 seconds left on the clock here. JKS is going to close things out, and the Renegades will find a 12th round here to end the half. 12-3 will be the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an intense game, if not one-sided, but we're going to find out if NRG can round the comeback in just a little bit. Stick around for more right here on Cobblestone in just a few minutes here at the ESL Pro League.
He's going to get the one kill in that bomb incoming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. Joe, he gets the triple FNX. Oh my God, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke, so this ult is still.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Soylent, Xfinity, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, The Score Esports, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
And bringing it back to you now, guys. NRG struggling a little bit there on their first half of Cobblestone playing on the CT side, but now they're going to switch it up and jump over to the T side, where we've seen some successes from them in the past. Meanwhile, the Renegades have a good lead, and with a fifth round victory, they may already be able to solidify this map with 1 or 2 gun rounds pending in the other direction. Days going into the second half, your general thoughts for changes that NRG need to make just to try and round this comeback?
Oh well, I mean, it's always going to be when you try to make a big comeback like this, it's obviously going to start with the pistol, but they're not as out of it as you may think, right? If they win 3 in a row, they win the gun round on 4th round, then they save, that's 5, that's 12-8. Say they lose the following round 13-8, but they win the next round and reset them, they're right back in it. So it really only takes a few key rounds to really come back here, but it all starts with the pistol. This pistol, in my opinion, is pretty much a must.
And moving into it here too. Fugly actually holding back a bit, but Azar, his aggressive push has worked out to a certain degree. Tabson responding, however, gonna look to do a bit more, but across the map we see Yam holding, I believe, over towards Suicide there, but it's gonna be a short hold. Peter able to trade it back down, and Usilla, who's been dinked down to 2 HP, has to fall over here behind the steps waiting for a hit. It's a bit shaky really on both ends of the map here, with neither team necessarily yielding a huge advantage, but NRG thought they got enough to push into the A-bomb, so they're gonna switch the hit up here. The Renegades know it's on the way, however, so they've got 2 already committed to this site, and they're ready to take duels. But however, Peter, nicely done, hops into the open and finds Ricky standing out, same position, way out there in the back. JKS holding the the alleyway spot is going to find one, but he gets flash moving in, and they're going to be able to overwhelm him now. So it falls to Ustillo with 2 HP. He's going to have to try and clutch this out as he pushes his way up the ramp here too. May be able to find one of these guys up on top of it. He does, but unfortunately the shot does not connect in the way that he needs it to. And now they know exactly where he's playing from. These final 2 can play this together here and just look to figure him out and get that 1 bullet that is needed to shut him down. He'll look to play this as sneakily as possible for obvious reasons, getting up to the A site broken wall and lurking around it as they try to retreat over there towards the alleyway. But Tabson is going to be able to win the initial duel there, netting this pistol round for NRG and starting them here on the comeback track.
Yeah, I mean, great shot by Pete here to kill Ricky. That was very, very crucial. Istillo, if you notice something, though, that I really liked him doing is a lot of people panic after they get down to, like, 2 health. But he was just like, I mean, it's fine. I'm just going to play the stairs. It's just a headshot angle. It really doesn't matter if I have 2 health or 90, right? Mm-hmm. It's a solid spot. So I like that by them. But NRG's flash towards, I believe it was JKS as he was rounding that smoke, really won that round for them. That along with Pete's shot was the factors that were like the biggest impact plays to me.
Ooh. Yustillo hunting for the player in the corner there, and he's going to find it. Legia has attempts to fall back. It's headshot out by Yustillo, knocking him down and bringing the Energy players with one less man. Yustillo still hunting for more that may be on that approach to the platform. Won't be finding anything at this time, however, but they're ready for a B hit. They've got 4 out of 5 of their players stacked here. Not only this, but Ricky's pushed all the way out from A, rounding around them here. Azure, perfect pop flash from his teammate. He's able to move right in there, pick up the kill on a Gabi, and evacuate before Tabson picks up the second kill after knocking out JKS towards the window there. They've isolated it. In comes the flank from Ricky, but he's only got the USP. However, he's got a Zeus! He goes right in with it, picks up the kill on a Tabson. Now diving away back into drop. He's going to rely on teammate support to get out of here, and it's going to work. A kill. Fugly trades it back in, but the confusion amongst it still allows the Renegades to close out this round, and they'll get a 13th.
Just a standard, flank with a Zeus, flank drop, jump around the corner, play there.
Steal the AK.
I don't know why you're so excited over that. I mean, it's so standard. But you see this at least like 3 times a match. Yeah, that was pretty awesome though. I mean, picks up the AK, throws the smoke there, NRG just forcing things, and when you get that opening pick or lose that opening man, it's really hard to like scout areas, right? So it's really easy to run into a stack. It's hard to have another person, watch the flank when you're trying to hit something, etc., etc.
And we can see too, Ricky's going to be pressured early on, but manages those 2 players without any issues whatsoever. Gabi and Tabson both just get clothesline. Instant headshots from Ricky. Great spray control there. And now, more rounding around the corner, but he's able to aggressively push this. Problem is he runs into this flashbang and he trades out his gun, falling back. Peter will finally be able to knock him out, but a 3-for-1 trade is nothing to be ashamed of. And it's bought plenty of time, too, with him spotting the last 2 for more rotates to come in. Peter with the AK, though, still doing a bit of work here. He's picked up a second, and that SMG is going to go into the hands of Legia. JKS pushes in, and a good reaction there. Almost loses his life, but is able to pick up the kill. It's all down to Peter now with the 3 kills to work with, 2 more to go. Crossing here was the important point, but Yustillo is going to shut it down, and it will give Renegades yet another round, 2 away from taking this map now.
14-4, commanding lead, NRG with a really, really poor buy right now. And that's a mistake you actually see a lot, right? You really think you have somebody on the run, like Ricky were there when he was rounding that corner, but at the end of the day, he gets unblind, he's ready for you, he hears you coming, it's pretty easy shots for him. You actually do need follow-up there. You need like another flashbang or something, because it can go wrong in more ways than just that. Like, he could have a teammate backing him up and things, and just shooting him while you're chasing him as well. So a common mistake that we actually see made quite a lot.
And so for the NRG roster here now, running at the end of their rope here, if they cannot pick up a round here and keep it consistent, things may be over pretty shortly. That's actually a really great nade. Does some excellent damage to Gabi as well as hitting a couple of the other players, which is stunning them up a bit. And Ricky actually just moving out in case they try to fall back off of this one, but obviously playing it a bit more safely as he falls into the A ramp there and back up to the site. Not wanting to run into 5 players and hand over another rifle, which they could use successfully here. And with Tabson having the only AK, if they can dispatch of that pretty quickly, it will make this round that much easier to try and shut down here, as they're now holding it back very passively, waiting for NRG to make the first move.
Yeah, and a lot of trust in Ricky there not to die and to make the right play. I mean, they've had 4B at the start of the round, both these past rounds. So he's able to get that info. Yam opting to be plat, has a ton of information. And Nade falls a bit short, though, from killing Legia.
Fugly's also going to be able to pick up the kill here, too, onto JKS, who is holding over here towards long. Finding that frag there. Almost getting tagged back a bit, but the push out from, I believe it was Ricky, comes in a little bit too late for him to have any real effectiveness. Just taps him once or twice. NRG, though, the hesitation is really starting to get to them. At the very least, it's split up the Renegades roster, but now expecting something like this, they are going to be able to possibly counter this out unless Gabi moves in here. There's nobody watching in this direction of the site connector, so at the moment, he's walking in for free, and the rest of the team, they're pushing into this B-bomb site, but with Gabi having this flank, he could absolutely destroy the defense setup here. Moves in, bit messy on the spray, grabs the kill, with Leggy also picking up Yam. All of a sudden, it's a 4 versus 2 in the favor of NRG here. They've gotten back that control, and the Renegades actually seem to look like they're backing out here to save instead. They're not going to go for this. They're going to let NRG get the 5th round.
Yeah, and, going down 4v5, there's just so many spots to watch, and it's so difficult to, watch every single avenue of the map. Getting a great flank there by Gabi into connector from A. Just plays a little bit of fire on the clock. I think they planned it with about 7 seconds left. So if anything really went wrong there, could have been very dangerous. But instead, it goes all according to plan. Gabi gets a nice flank. They 4v1 the other guy at B. I believe he was at Coop. And easily take this round. And now 14 5, and Renegades' money is pretty poor here. So unless they opt to buy and get some deagle kills, looks like NRG is on the road to at least scrape together a handful of rounds here. Blue on their way to this comeback.
Trying to bring it back a little bit here, and with the cushion of rounds that they have, there's not really a valid reason for them to force up into this one. You still can afford to go for like the deagle purchase and whatnot, since he's sitting around like 3,400. He was the one player that probably could have forced, but the rest obviously are nowhere near that mark. So just looking to save here for the next one, since they still have like 9 rounds to go before NRG even tie it. This one, though, they're still going to try to play a bit more aggressively with the weapons they do have to work with, but Peter already knocking out one of their pistol players here. That's Ustilla with the deagle again, getting taken out of the picture, and will push Ricky back, who had gone into the mid connector there. Nades rolling in a drop, but as we can see, Gabi lurking underneath the corner. He does dink him, brings him down to 12 HP, but it's nowhere near enough to have the effectiveness to kill him.
Yeah, they were just ready for that. I actually thought he might have been able to lurk a kill. I didn't think they would know he's there, but Gabi able to get that frag, even though he goes down to 12 HP.
And as they move back here too, the Molotov's going to force Yam into the open, and follow flashbang too is perfect. Nothing he can do to respond to that one. Although JKS with this pistol, and what it causes a team kill amongst that too. Peter accidentally hits the shot of the Fuglies. He pushes out too quickly. They're still in the round, but maybe 1 or 2 losses that they didn't intend to happen there.
Yeah. The USP doing work, Blue.
At the very least,
Blue, do you think you could beat, say, one of these guys, say Tabson on a map, if he only uses a Glock and you have like AK and M4, but no armor, no head armor?
Me, I don't have head armor.
No, neither of you do.
Probably not. No.
You think he'd be able to Glock you?
Probably, yeah.
Really? Even though you have an AK and M4?
I mean, it might be a close match, but I still think he'd win.
Damn, but you have no confidence. You got to say you can wreck him.
Then it actually happens, and then that's where the embarrassment comes in. Just never put yourself out there to begin with. Oh,
Astillo is just a god. He just like runs around with a deagle so aggressively, man, and just wrecks.
Oh, and the double nade kill from Asser too. Drops it up there. That's Gabi and Tabson gone by the wayside. This is an eco round. And they've got this into a 5-on-2.
Yeah, a 5-on-2, and now Legia is going to have to pull off some magic, but JKS just close broken, takes him out along with Yam, and everything is going Renegade's way. And NRG, man, is that 2 anti-ecos now that they've lost on this T side?
Look at this. I don't know how the first player got lit up, but the second guy gets dinked.
Both of them kept peeking, but the P250 just dinked them both, and they just... Who has a nade there? What? You just bought a nade. This is the best purchase of a nade I've ever seen. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm going to save. I'm going to buy a P250 and an HE grenade and just save it for that long and just gets a double kill with it. Like, you never see that, man. We've seen some stuff that does not happen that often.
Zeus push, full flank with a USP outside, rounding around, missing the USP shots, and switching to a Zeus. And now, well, Ricky, unfortunately, is going to get pushed pretty heavily. Peter following it up with an op shot. Down goes the ace defense. In all honesty, this may be a save already.
Yeah, it might be a save, but, you know, Renegades is playing so loose right now. Like, they're feeling good, man. They're... You know, they all got like the green light to make plays and things like that, especially with Astillo, as we see him just going hard, man. Just doing whatever he wants. And it just seems to work for him 9 times out of 10. So Renegades looking on point right now. Going to be 15-7, but there's so many rounds that NRG is going to have to win now in a row. It's going to be such an uphill climb for them to really get back into this game and make us even believe that they could do this.
And we can see here now, Yam is just waiting for them to push back in. Thankfully, they're set up pretty well, so I don't imagine too many of these guys are going to get their guns dropped. NRG are still in a very delicate spot, so they're probably not even going to go hunting for that too much. We can see Tabson just stuck around to make sure the bomb didn't get ninja'd, but after it's safe, the rest are going to be outside here around the fountain area to make sure they actually keep their guns. You can see that money very, very low right now, so saving as many players as possible is going to ensure they can actually keep their buy at full strength from round to round here. Since they have
during
long way to
that
go.
double nade round, by the way, that Ricky had another Zeus.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Just keeping it in the event it comes necessary.
I mean, yeah, why not?
It worked once.
Oh. I used to try to Zeus all the time, but then I just like forgot about it.
I think Tarek is probably the person that buys it the most still.
Yeah.
He always buys it on eco rounds.
It's good.
We'll see again, NRG splitting up their initial push here. 2 of them Gonna be throwing out smokes and flashbangs over onto the B bomb site here just to make some noise, while the other 3 are already pushing into long A, one being kept outside of the mid connector there. But actually with no resistance on it, they're gonna be allowed to get all the way up to that bomb site. The rest are going to move away here to regroup with that player at mid-connector so they can try to make this push. It's going to be very, very direct. But the Renegades, they've seen there's nothing on this site, so they moved a second player over here, and more are going to be on the way in a moment there. But there's that first kill, shutting out Ricky. The second man hiding below the A site. Broken Wall is going to have to try to defend this a little bit better. Catches the first one, he's blind. He actually doesn't finish off the kill, and he's got to duck away. Still finds it, but now he's trapped here in the corner. However, the cavalry's arrived. More on the way. Peter holding things with the up, though, is going to shut down Yam, and that'll cause some hesitation for these remaining CTs. They're not wanting to move out just yet. When they do, there's Azure dropping down from the balcony. He's going to be able to grab Tapson 3-on-3. It's an even battle. The problem is NRG have been batted off of this site. They need to battle back forward here. They'll pick up that first kill. Azure trying to get a better position. He won't be able to find it as they're all shifted away from this one. Ustillo waiting for the peek from him. Peter's lined up for that. Nicely played. And Legia with the closeout. NRG slowed things down. They wait for the peeks from the Renegades, and it works perfectly for them.
Oh yeah, that was beautifully played by them. You know, Ricky getting caught off guard, not realizing they're in those long A halls right away like that. And the rotate comes, nobody's watching it, just gets shot in the back. I think it was JKS on the site there, stayed alive, got that kill for a while, but NRG smartly, just like you said, Blue, slowed it down, waited for the rotate to overextend, and as soon as they overextended, they punished it and took that round pretty methodically after a very quick take.
And so now it'll break the CT side again, going back over here to pretty much a full eco, with the exception of Azure buying up armor, and everybody else is picking up some pretty pistols here. Nice drop Molotov, forces Azure into the open. They're not taking any risks on it this time. 2 of them are going to fall back over here inside of Suicide. Ricky actually wanting to contest it a bit, but he's going to meet his own death with that. No support available here. JKS goes down, and this one is pretty much going to be a one-sided round here. Unfortunately for Ustillo and Yaml, they may be able to sneak off 1 or 2 kills. I don't imagine this happening in a 2v5, especially with these guys not having any utility at all.
Yeah, so 15-9. Renegades will get a full buy coming up on this next round, I believe, though. So we'll see if NRG can get into double digits here. Yam just trying to look for an exit with that Forest Knight. Souvenir one, Blue.
Okay.
Just
Souvenir?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just high quality.
How much is that worth?
Well, 80 cents.
That's doesn't sound high quality at all. Whose signature's on it? I think it's his. It looks like it.
What a what a conceited guy.
It's on the front of the gun. I know that.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he's going to lose that gun. Fugly's going to take him down, and now Ustillo will look to hunt with the Eagle. Been pretty successful with it so far, but this all comes down to the luck of finding someone not peeking him out in the open here. Finds it, though. There's the first shot. Not a full kill, though. Tucks away and gets another shot, but Fugly's going to headshot him.
All right, Blue, another question for you.
What?
You join Renegades for this next upcoming match on Mirage.
Oh, God.
Okay, you replace Ustillo. How much DAR do you get?
How much what?
DAR, damage round.
Oh. Probably like 20.
20?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my God, Blue.
20? Not
20?
even that.
That's it?
Have you seen my stats? They're really bad.
They're really bad. Oh, man.
And then you put me against pros, and it just like... First of all, I get like really nervous.
You would?
Especially if it was streamed, dude.
You would? You get
Yeah,
nervous?
dude. I'd start like sweating and stuff. Like my hands would get all sweaty. I wouldn't be able to aim at all.
Oh, man.
It wouldn't go well. I'll say that much. So, NRG are now trying to see if they can keep this going. The ultimate problem, however, is that at any given time, as Renegades have now been on 15 rounds for I think like 3 or 4 in a row here, they win one round and it's all over. So they just have to make sure they can close it out here. And NRG obviously have to keep this train going, but it could end at any time as they're taking this slowly. And the Renegades are actually being very forward with their positioning right now, especially on the A-bomb side. They got JKS and Suicide as they're holding a close corner outside of the ramp area. And Ricky's even pushed up pretty well over here on the A side. So they're going to contest this pretty quickly. And I mean, B side, they've got a player watching drop. There we go, though. Nice setup with the 3 players at long, and it works out to find their first kill. They're going to try to shuffle out here, but Yam is ready for it. If they don't smoke this area out or flash him, he might have the free kill here. And there you go, walking right out. There's Yam's pickup. You actually think it's hit there as he tries to fall back. So they bring him down low, but there's a good flashbang. He still is going to be able to do more damage after they lose Azure. Yam just keeps getting these kills, though. Peter gets knocked out now, and he's still waiting for more than a push out. There's the bomb down on the ground. It's all Gabi with 11 HP, and he still is going to shut it out. So the Renegades finally close this match, and they'll take control of it. Going 1-0 for the evening, but still one map to come, of course.
Yeah, and Yam getting that position, that aggressive position on the B plat is so problematic for the T's. He's able to control that. He's able to even really help very easily on E-Box, by the way. When you're on that platform behind that box, obviously we didn't see it happen because he got one kill, got lagged, but spotted exactly what was happening instantly and went back to the site. But it's very problematic because that player has so much information. And when you get a player like that, in that spot, I actually think Cbble can become very CT-sided. So NRG needed to deal with that efficiently. They weren't able to do it, especially going into that 4v5 where they had 3 towards A. Remember, to get that opening pick, very problematic for NRG.
All right, guys, so we have the analysts waiting for us back over at the analysis desk to break down this game. Let's send it over to them to talk about this map over here in Cbble.
Yeah, there you have it. That's going to be Renegades really putting a hurting on NRG Esports' chances to make it into the playoff final. NRG definitely going to have to try to take this next map if they want to, continue their push towards the playoffs. But a really big round, Ryu, was round 11, where it was a 3v5 win for Renegades. Wasn't expecting them to come back in this round.
Yeah, we talked about this type of thing in the Immortal series. When you have so much firepower, even when you're down a man, you know that you can get a couple kills and even it out. And this just gets played really poorly from NRG. They actually peek. I think it's a guy near the rock, just kind of in the open, gets picked off by Ricky here, and the round just kind of collapses, ends up with Ricky and Fugly in a 1v1. The first half, it seemed like there was just no control of platform. Like what Daze was just talking about, Yam in that position up on platform is so strong and so powerful, and Renegades were just using some early utility, throwing some mollies on the stairs, getting control of it. You still would run across platform and just picking a B site basically for free. I actually think Peter was probably super tilted in that first match because they almost never went to his site when he had an op. He was almost always at A, and I think the one round he brought the op towards B, they actually caught him off guard. He didn't have any support from his teammates with utility or anything like that. It's very uncommon to see a team where you can win a round or defend a round just by using good grenades. NRG is usually that team that says, okay, when a team's going to rush platform, I'm going to double nade it or I'm going to flash it and keep them off the platform. And they didn't have an answer for it in the first half. And then in the second half, they got ecoed twice. NRG gets ecoed twice.
Yeah, big one was round 17 after they won the pistol round.
Yep, and that's really what killed them. Like a 12-3 on Cbble, we've seen that comeback happen so many times that it's like, yeah, it's a bad half, but it's not end of world kind of bad. They win the second half pistol, and then they just get ecoed. And it happened again just a few rounds later, and that seemed to be really what sealed the deal.
It really was. And this round, and then again, we're talking about round 11, it's like that was a totally manageable comeback. It was 9-1 at that time. Possibly could have made that one a doable. Even if it was 12-3 or anything like that, like you're saying, I was expecting possibly a 10-5 if they were able to win that round. So
yeah, they probably would have had a 10-5. And if they don't lose this eco round, they don't lose the other eco round, this match is still probably happening, and it's like 13-10, 13-11, and NRG's making a comeback. I have to say that the noise when you get Zeused is so funny. Just hearing that noise just made me laugh. It's embarrassing. We actually won a round once using nothing but Zeus's, which became like a pretty famous clip, which is really funny. But just hearing Tabson's got to be so mad that he's taking this fight, this guy's pistoling him, then just runs at him with the Zeus and he gets tased and dies. That's extremely demoralizing. So if you're NRG right now, you just need to put that map behind you. I think God B had a really poor performance, so maybe take 5-10 minutes real quick in this break, deathmatch, maybe kind of get that all out of your system, and then come back and take a map on
little water on the face, whatever you got to do to kind of wake yourself
go out,
up.
Have some fresh air. I know that the whole team, I think they're one of the teams that's also been very sports nutrition, fitness has been a big focus for them. So I was going to say, I think some of those guys smoke, maybe go outside and have a cigarette, but smoking is bad, kids, so don't do it. So hopefully goes out, has some fresh, clean, non-smoker air, and comes back and bounces back and plays better on Mirage.
All right, guys, well, Cobble's a wrap, but I want to give a shout out to the Score Esports. Make sure you take out your phone, iOS or Android device. Check it out in the Google Play App Store. It is the single best place for news and stats. And don't go anywhere. It's going to be the second map between NRG Esports and Renegades after the break.